when did you start working in India, and why you chose India as your research country?
So I started in 2013. This was my second year during my PhD.
Okay.
And it started as completely, like a random walk. I was not, I didn't choose India. India chose me.
Okay.
Because I was brainstorming with some friends at NYAS.
Okay.
And they were working on various projects, and the project that they were, it was more advanced, let's say, was the project with vendors in Kolkata.
Okay.
And the project needed an impact evaluation.
Okay.
And so they came to me and they said if I was interested. And this was exactly what I was doing during my PhD, like impact evaluation.
Okay.
And so together we sat down, we wrote a grant proposal for Danida, which is the foreign Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Denmark.
Okay.
It is a Danish-based NGO, so that's why we applied for grant in Denmark. We won the grant, and so we started the project. So this was the first street food project, which started then in 2014.
Okay.
And continued for a couple of years.
Okay.
So that was my first project in India. But then more projects came, still with NYAS, still with the focus of vendors in Kolkata.
Okay.
But then, working in India and sort of learning the institutional setting, learning a bit more of the culture, I decided to work in India. I could see the benefit, and since India is at the frontier of many different aspects in the developing world, and so working in India means working at the frontier of many things.
During this study, what challenges did you face when you started working in India?
So there are a couple of things. So related to the street food project, I would say that the most challenging thing was, or still is, the institutional setting. In a sense that because we are working in informal sector with micro entrepreneurs, but it's informal sector, rules are not always clear. And there can be political changes from one year to another. So for example, during the first project, in 2014 happened the National Act, which was one of the first attempts to regulate the activity of the vendor. So there was a new thing that happened during the project. So this kind of uncertainties, not knowing everything in advance, for example, or not knowing what can happen to the vendors in this case, because they work in the informal sector, makes it very challenging to plan a study. Sometimes you have ideas, research ideas that you want to work on, but you don't have the funding right away. The funding will come in 6 months' time, for example, but the research is always, it's very fast. So 6 months might mean that someone else thought of the same idea, and so you need to search again whether your idea is still at the frontier, let's say.
Yes.
So not always you have the money at the right time, and so you always have to look around for what other people do.
So what are your thoughts on NYAS research? We have been working together since last 2 years.
Yeah, I have, as I mentioned to you, I have very positive thoughts because working in a complex institutional setting with lots of uncertainties, you need collaborators so you can trust, who are reliable. So this does not mean only the local organizations that we are working with in Kolkata, but we also need companies like yours that is, helping us collecting the data, making sure that everything is done properly on the field, that is competent, that is trustworthy, and trustworthy with everything, even with the budgeting, for example, and also that can help you in the worst situation, like when you face a challenge. We face challenges, but there was always a solution. When there is a challenge, you can explain what the challenge is, but it's always nice to okay, but this is my solution to this challenge.
Any other message that you want to give to the consumers or the street vendors?
The only message as a research that I have is that oftentimes academic research might look or might sound very abstract, but at the end of the day, my aim as researchers, and in this case in the street food project, my aim is to understand how reality is. If there is an issue, how this issue in the context that we're working can be fixed. So in the short run might look complicated, but in the long run, researchers are here to help society.
Any other thing that you want to say or any other thing that you want to add to this?
I was very glad to meet you guys in person after some time, after 2 years. And no, I just want to thank you for coming here and spending today together. And hopefully we'll see each other more often. So next time, if you guys come into Italy.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot.